Hello all, my name is Shweta Vinay and today I'll be discussing on the book Fundamentals of Business Process Management, Chapter 6, the Qualitative Process Analysis. In this chapter, we have the following topics, that is the value added, non-value added and business value added processes, waste analysis, issues recording, stakeholder analysis and root cause analysis. We'll discuss this further. So, the primary goal of qualitative process analysis is to facilitate continuous improvement within an organization. By analyzing processes, organization can identify areas of enhancement and optimize their operations over time. This will help in enhancing the quality of the products and services of the organization. It will also help in reducing cost and eliminating waste and streamlining operations. This will lead to improved customer satisfaction, improved employee engagement, the company will be following the compliance and standardizations, and finally we'll be gathering data while following the processes which will be used for data analysis for making decisions in the future. Let's discuss on value added analysis. So this technique helps identify unnecessary steps in a process with the goal of streamlining it by eliminating non-value added activities. Value added activities are steps in a process that directly contribute to customer satisfaction and value. Customers would be willing to pay for these steps and their removal would reduce the perceived value of the process. For example, in a restaurant, a customer orders the menu food and this is a value added step because it directly contributes to the customer satisfaction. Business value addings are essential for business operations, revenue collection, or following the regulatory compliance. They are necessary for the business to run smoothly and grow. Removing them may harm the business or lead to regulatory issues. Clients do not have any value to this task, but they are crucial for audit data analysis in the future. Non-value adding steps do not fit in the VA or BVA categories. They do not directly contribute to customer satisfaction or essential business function. These steps can be viewed as waste and can be eliminated in the future. Example, in a manufacture process, waiting time between production steps that does not improve the product's quality is a non-value adding steps. Duplicate tasks, pointless hands-off and activities that do not help achieve targets are non-value adding. This is the example which is used in this chapter, also in this book. So this is a very simple process where a site engineer requests for an rental equipment which is submitted to the clerk. The clerk will check if the equipment is available in the catalog of the supplier, and once it's available he will place an order with the work engineer. The work engineer will check the request and if available he will pass on the information to the clerk. Once the clerk finds out that it's available, he will create a process order. So these are the steps which has been classified as value adding and non-value adding. You can just go through it. Next is the waste analysis. This can be seen as the reverse of value added analysis. In value added analysis, we look at the process from a positive angle. We try to identify value adding steps and then classify the remaining steps into business value adding and non-value adding. Waste analysis takes the negative angle. It tries to find waste everywhere in the process. Some of this waste can be traced down to specific steps in the process, but others, as we will see, are hidden in between steps or sometimes throughout the process. There is a system developed by Toyota Production Systems back in 1970, which is known as lean management, which has from that lean management, what we have learned is there are three types of waste. That is, one is move, hold, and overdo. Let's discuss in detail. First one is the move. The most prevalent source of waste in both manufacturing and business process is transportation. This waste occurs when materials or information needs to be physically moved from one location or participant to another, causing delays and potential inefficiencies. One of the example here is moving materials from warehouse to a production facilities. In a business process, we can take it as moving documents or email exchanges, that's sending documents between participants, and identification with process models. Process models with lanes and pools can help identify transportation waste. It often indicated by sequence flows going from one lane to another, representing handoffs between participants. In processes involving multiple pools, every message flow can potentially indicate transportation waste, highlighting areas for improvement. This is the same example where we can see there are a lot of transportation waste which has been shown, which can be eliminated by having an information system where the site engineer request is put in the system where it is transparent so that he can see when the clerk has seen the request and what equipment he has selected from the supplier's catalog. So this way, if the site engineer feels the clerk selected equipment is not the equipment which he needs, he can immediately inform the clerk and change it, or else it leads to creating the process order and finally site engineer rejecting, saying that it's not the equipment which he wanted. So this is one of the example of transportation. Next is hold. Hold is nothing but like you're holding on to something for a longer period of time. So one of the example is like holding materials in the inventory, and in business process we can say work in progress. So like somebody is not available, a person is not available, he's on leave and the work is in progress and the customer is waiting. So that is also a holding waste. Waiting waste. This waste occurs when a task or resource is waiting for something to happen in manufacturing. Waiting waste can occur when unfinished products are waiting to be processed. While in business process, it can occur when a task is waiting for a process participant to become available. The one which I just explained, that somebody has gone on leave, he has only if he comes back the work will progress. The other one is transportation waste, which we just discussed, where we move materials, work items, which we just saw. Another one is idle capacity, when somebody's put it on hold, and so the other person, whoever has to work next, is not doing anything. It's waste of resource. Over processing. Sometimes it is not required to do. People will be working on it, so that can be eliminated. Like before delivering a new car, we do not need to do a car wash because it's new. Defects. We have to avoid defects because defects will result in overdoing and redoing work. So next is overdo, which is just the product of the hold and where we saw the defects. Defect works work performed to correct, repair, or compensate for a defect in a process. Over processing, we just discussed that no need to wash a car when it's new. Budget check, we have to check the budget before we start doing any process. Like if the customer is not ready to pay, there's no point in we delivering a product and which the customer will not buy in the end. Overproduction, no need to build 5 cars when the market is demanding only for 3. Quote to cash. So this is like yeah, we are preparing quotes, and in the end the customer is rejecting. So find out like what is the by verbal communication before working on it. Travel approval. It's similar that it's just an example of overdoing. You don't have to book a trip when you know that approver will not approve it. So next is the stakeholder analysis. Um, it is commonly used in business process management to gather insights from various perspectives about issues affecting process performance. Here usually we will be interviewing the customers, the process participants, external parties, example the suppliers, process owners and operational managers, sponsors and high level managers. Everyone will have different perspectives. Like the customer will say this is my problem, like the product is not delivered on time, and if you ask the manufacturing department, they will say that we did not receive the raw materials on time. So everyone will have different issues, so we have to find out what what is making the process go slower. Yeah, so in stakeholder analysis, we have something called issue register where we'll be gathering all the issues and putting it in a structured format. And next we have to analyze the issues. So we have two methods for that. It's called Pareto analysis and pick charts, which we'll discuss in future in further slides. Yeah, issue register. So an issue register is a structured tool for organizing and documenting identified issues. It provides detailed information about each issue and its potential impact on processes. How we are collecting the issues is through interviews. First it will be unstructured and later we will be like organizing them. How do we organize later to make it in a structured format is like we have these many fields. We'll give a name to the issue, we'll give the description, we'll assign a priority, like customer receiving the product will be the highest priority, so we have to work on that first. And data and assumptions, like we have to make some assumptions and we have to know like where, like as the manufacturer unit said that they are not receiving the raw materials on time, so all this data needs to be collected. What is the impact, qualitative impact and quantitative impact needs to be collected. So what will the issue register have? So here we'll have how these issues are affecting the business directly or indirectly. We'll find out like what is the cause and effect, what caused this issue. We'll in a bigger organizations there will be a issue tracking system to find out and to, like it will be very useful for the management to find out where the issue is coming from and how is it resolved. Yeah, like there are examples in the book as well. Pareto analysis is based on the principle that a small subset of issues or causal factors is responsible for a significant share of total impact or effect in a given context. The principle is often referred to as the 80-20 principle, where 20% of issues contribute to 80% of the effect, but the specific proportions may vary. Conducting Pareto analysis typically involves the following steps: defining the effect to be analyzed, um, identifying relevant issues, quantify issues, sort issues, and create a Pareto chart. Let's understand that. The Pareto chart provides a visual representation of the issues or factors highlighting their relative impacts. It helps in identifying the issues or factors that have the most significant impact on the analyzed effect. Here is an example of Pareto analysis chart. Here we are using the same example of the rental equipment. What is happening here is because of the slow approval, 78% of the cost is involved. And other things are wrong equipment sent to the site and late payment of fees after the invoice is created. So we can clearly see here that wrong equipment and late payment fees are also causing cost, but which is lesser than the slow approval. Slow approval happens when the work engineer has to find and approve that this rental equipment is needed for the site engineers. So because of the slow approval, the work has been stopped and the cost has been increased. So this has to be eliminated in this example. PicChart is a practical tool that helps individuals and teams make informed decisions about task or idea prioritization based on improvement potential and implementation ease. It promotes efficiency, teamwork, and a structured approach to continuous improvement. This chart is very easy when you put all the processes and find out like which one the business has to implement, then we can see that there is a low possibility of occurring again, and when it's saying high and implement, so that means it's high possibility of this defect or issue to occur again, so we have to implement it immediately. And even another thing is there is a high possibility and we have to implement, but it is challenging to implement. Other one is skill, like it's better to remove that process so that we don't have to face issue in future. Root cause analysis is a versatile approach used in various fields, including business process analysis, accident or incident investigation, and manufacturing defect analysis. It helps identify and understand the underlying causes of issues or undesirable events in these contexts. Um, Here I can give you an example of an accident and insurance company coming to investigate the root cause analysis. It is very important for the insurance person to know what caused the accident so that he can process the claim. So what there are methods like cause effect diagrams and YY methods which will be used uh, to find out the root cause. Start by identifying and defining the negative effect or issue that you want to analyze within a process. This could be recurring problem or a performance related concern. Categorize potential causes into relevant categories. Common categorization include the 6 M's: machine, method, material, man, measure, and milieu. The other categories are the 4 P's: policies, procedures, people, and plant. We have to brainstorm all this um, inputs which we get and come up with the cause and effect diagram. This is a fishbone or Ishwaka diagram using the 6 M's. Here we can see like what is the factors for the issue. We can clearly see that the clerk selected equipment with incorrect specs from the supplier's menu. So definitely in the end, the site engineer will not need that. So this is how we will find out the cause using this diagram. Next and the last one which we'll be discussing in this topic is the YY diagrams. It is we always ask the why question, so we know this will be very useful to find out the root cause. We have to start with the identification and agreement upon a specific issue or negative effect within a business process that requires analysis. Begin with the identified issue at the root of the diagram, then repeatedly ask why has this happened for each factor identified, probing deeper into the causes. Continue this recursive process until you reach factors. Yeah, like this is very simple to understand. We have to ask questions why in a tree format. Like we have to go down after one question is answered. We have to ask the next question, and we have to validate why is this happening. Is it relevant? So I have taken this from the book for the same example. We can just read it. Like if I read it, it will take more time to finish. So for conclusion, we can say that the value added analysis identify process steps that do not add value to the customer or the business. We have to identify the different types of ways. We have to do stakeholder analysis and issue register. We saw the Pareto analysis where it utilizes the issue registers to prioritize issues based on their impact. And we also saw the pick chart, which helps visualize issues based on their payoff and difficulty, assisting in issue prioritization, and root cause analysis with the cause effect diagrams and the why questions. The why analysis was the last part which we discussed, where we have to focus on identifying recursive cause effect relationship between factors and underlying issues. These techniques collectively provide a comprehensive approach to qualitatively analyze business processes, identify inefficiencies, and uncover the underlying causes of issues. So this way we can have a improved business process. Thank you so much. This was my chapter review, chapter 6. Thank you so much.